Things might get weird.
Yeah.
Welcome to our life. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or afternoon or evening or whenever you want to listen to this. We wouldn't judge. This is the Hewlett House podcast. And my name is Jessica.
And Hayden.
And my co-host, the host, Hayden.
What's up, babe? Talk to us.
Hi,
Tell
love.
us what's going on.
Oh my gosh, so much is going on.
I'm in a grumpy mood again. Every
Why?
time, so it's Thursday morning. It's been a crazy week. I don't know when the right time to do this is. There's no children here, so this is the best time to do it.
Really
Rarely does it
is.
happen that we don't have kids home, so we're recording now. Seems like a good time to do it, but then when the week has been a little heavy by Thursday, I'm like,
Maybe we should try
hang
Tuesday.
the finger to the freaking world right now.
Maybe we should try Tuesday because it's at the beginning of the week. Is that
don't
a
know.
little less crazy?
Maybe.
Anyway,
Not necessarily
not that
because
they
it's
need
busier
to know.
early on in the week. It seems like my week gets a little slower, but it's just busy time right now.
Always.
Plus, and honestly, you're probably the one that should be mad because
we have 4 kids.
You got to deal with 4 kids and then me trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up and different midlife crises and stuff going on. So
Guys, Hayden
here we
wants
are.
to decide what he wants to be when he grows up.
I'll be 38 next month. So if you
So what did we decide? What did we decide this week that we want to be when we grow up?
smart ass. We'll see.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm in the process of looking, and I guess if you listen to this, you'll get a peek into our lives. How's that? Because I'm not gonna post about this for a while till I figure it out.
Oh
Do you really want me to talk about it?
no, you wrote it down on the board, so
I was just
didn't
saying
know if
midlife
you were
crisis, but
Wow.
I went on a test flight yesterday for fixed wing airline pilot stuff I'm looking at. My dad's a helicopter pilot. I have an uncle that's a helicopter pilot. I have a cousin that's a helicopter pilot. And when I got back from my mission, I went on a test flight, like a pre-flight with my dad's company, and I got in that helicopter, and it was rad. It was cool, but two things. One, I got a little queasy, which I am still worried about, but yesterday went fine. And
Was that a longer flight, the first one?
yeah, and I was actually fine in the helicopter, but I just thought, like, in an airplane, if things go wrong, you have a better chance of surviving than if stuff goes wrong in a helicopter. And I just thought, I'll die doing this, like, I'm good. But when I was like 12 years old, I had a scout leader, like youth leader, that took us up in his airplane, and it was a really hot summer day, I remember.
Yeah.
And everything was fine until like an hour in, and I was like, I'm gonna yak, and it hit
yeah.
me so fast I couldn't even like. I felt really bad because I puked all over his airplane, and he was actually
man.
really cool about it. But yeah, it was.
Well, yesterday's was like 15 minutes, so
Yeah, 15 minutes each way, but I didn't get sick at all, and I had the controls. Like it got it bumpy for a second, and I was like, ooh, like your stomach kind of jumps a little.
like on a
But it was
roller coaster.
It was
type thing.
totally but I was actually really totally fine. I do worry like in the summertime if you train and stuff. But even Buck told me he's like, yeah, I get queasy still sometimes, and you just kind of ride through it. And I think of these little, like, I hit diamond medallion status or whatever with Delta,
Yeah.
and I was fine, you know.
Well, and
So when you get in these
probably,
bigger planes,
get
like,
used to it too.
yeah, and that's what I've been told. So, and after yesterday, I was a lot less worried about it. So anyway, that was hopeful. But
Well, that's good,
yeah,
but we'll see.
we'll see how it goes.
We're still
I'm
deciding.
really, because real estate, I always want to do at least on the side and help friends and family and stuff. But I don't know, this market's changing, and there's things that I love about it. And if the things I love about it kept me busy enough, I would probably have a hard time getting out. But it's also kind of cool too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you have to like. There are a lot of aspects of the job.
And there's always stuff
And
you're
you
gonna
have
hate.
to-
I get it, or dislike,
Yeah, and
or
you're
whatever,
gonna,
right?
but you're gonna have to do all of the things to be super, super successful and to keep up. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, we'll see. Either way, I'll probably still do real estate on the side, at least for us. And
Yeah.
I've learned a freaking ton. And I love the people that are around it and that I work with and the people that I've been able to help. And we actually went on a date last night with a couple
Oh
that
my gosh, that was so fun.
was actually really fun. They're awesome.
Yeah, we got to go see their house when it was all finished, and it looked awesome.
Yep.
Fun stuff.
But anyway, yeah, that's my
That's
midlife
exciting.
crisis career. And I actually took what's funny is I had thought about it. I'm like, no, I probably don't need to do it. Like recently I thought about airplane training stuff. And I literally paid like $30 for some like online career personality test. I'm telling you, like, Midlife crises are real. I paid for it.
You didn't even know. You now know.
Yeah, and what's
Take
funny
his word
is
for
that
it.
the couple things that I was thinking about popped up on that career test. When the number one thing was
question.
airline pilot.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
On the same device that you had been taking the test on,
Yeah.
did you search up those careers on that same device earlier?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Had you talked out loud about it?
Oh, I see what you're
Are
saying.
they listening to you and telling you what
I had to log
you
into
wanna
this
hear?
website and take the test.
I know. I'm just.
By the way,
teasing.
there is a way that you can block Facebook and all these companies
What?
from listening to you on your phone.
Babe, this whole
And I
time
don't know
you
how
didn't tell
good it
us?
really does. I think that like
Something's better than nothing.
yeah. So if you go to your here I'm full of tips and tricks. You ready?
Tips and tricks.
Where's
Going
microphone?
back.
General. Anyway, if you have an iPhone anyway, hit search, type in microphone,
Okay.
and you click on it, and then it has a list of apps. Like mine says Facebook, Gmail, Google Maps, Instagram, Messenger. So you can go in and turn off all those, so they can't hear you on your microphone.
Settings.
And I'm curious to see if this actually changes, because we'll talk about whatever, like you're saying, a career or whatever, and it'll pop up on your Instagram account, right?
See, mine are off though for.
I turned off every single one of mine except for Zoom and Shazam, which yes, I still use Shazam. I'm sorry.
I have my microphone.
For it.
I have Zoom, voice record.
If you don't know what Shazam is, it's that app that you turn on and it'll listen to the song.
Doesn't need to.
Hey, I'm talking.
I'm listening.
It'll listen to the song that's playing. If you don't know the name of the song or the singer, it'll tell you who it is.
Oh yeah, that
Kinda
one's a good one.
But it's been around forever.
Yeah, mine are pretty off.
Every single one of mine are on.
You know what? Mine doesn't even show Facebook as a option.
Voice recorder I can turn on.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's my list right there.
Oh yeah, Facebook's on there. Why is it not on mine?
I don't know. Do you have the app on your phone?
Yeah.
You do?
Anyway. All right. We'll try it out. See if it's
You can go
helpful
in and
to you
turn them
guys.
off.
What do we have going this week, babe? What's going on this weekend?
We kind of got in a fight on our date last night. It was super awesome. Is that what you're asking me about?
Absolutely not.
What?
This
We
is
had too
why
much
Hayden's
crap going
still
on.
mad.
I'm in a grumpy mood. Last night we went on a date. We had
I'm not
fun.
afraid to talk about it. But
This is a relationships podcast, and relationships are
Is
perfect everywhere but our place.
Go.
What do you want me to talk about?
Well, look at the board. It says Taft's baptism.
Okay. So we have Taft's baptism.
Do
I
you need to
really
talk
am
some
so
stuff
curious. Yes.
Okay, let's talk it out. Let's go. Should we turn off the recording first?
No.
Okay.
I want witnesses. So yeah, Taft's getting baptized. Thank you for Braden for baptizing Taft. What a
Yes.
good dude.
My nephew.
Our nephew Braden's going to baptize him, and your dad's doing the Holy Ghost.
Yep.
So Taft has decided to get baptized, and the primary president in our ward came over 2-3 weeks ago and was giving him the prep talk on, hey, this is what baptism is, and then we had that with the bishop, and I think it's great. Teach the kids what they're doing for sure.
Yeah.
You know, either way, I think 8 years old, unpopular opinion, they're still brainwashed by us, and whatever they have no idea what they're doing, and they are choosing to follow Jesus, and so that's cool. I support it. Great. Cool. Too far?
I think you need to probably.
I think 8's really young still, but I think it's great, and I
Yes, it
support him, and I think it's awesome, and I think it's a positive thing. I really, really do. I do. It's funny. I talk to people that are totally LDS people that we joke about this too. Sorry, I'm kind of being snarky but funny. We have brainwashed our children's. Poor Maddie and Jack that are older and.
Okay, keep going.
What do you want me to do now?
So this weekend,
Taft's getting baptized.
Is getting baptized.
And he asked the primary president, this is what I was going to say. He's asked the primary president to if I could say, like, was it the closing prayer or something? And I'm like, I don't know that that's what should happen. Maybe ask somebody else. But then he was like, a week later, he asked me, he's like, will you please say the prayer? And I'm like, dude, I'll say the prayer for you. So I'm going to say the prayer at church for him.
My thing is, like, I don't know why the prayer part is an issue, though.
Here, I'll
it's
tell
a
you,
prayer.
this is actually a great conversation because, and I have a couple friends that are like in mixed faith marriages and stuff. And I
Yeah.
actually would love to talk to Kyle and Kim that were on our podcast before because they had a kid that just got baptized. I don't want it to be about me. I just want it to be about Taft. And I
Yeah,
feel
but
like it's
you're
already.
making it about you because praying is not about you. And
But then I
he's
get
the
up
one that
there,
asked you.
I'm not baptizing him. This is where it's weird. Like, I'm not baptizing him. I'm not participating in anything other than being there. And as much as I don't want it to be, it still feels awkward. Like, I'm still showing up to a place that everybody knows that I'm like, that I for just time's sake, like, I don't totally agree with everything in the church, right? I think it's good. I don't believe everything in it. And so I feel like I'm kind of being like, I don't know, hypocritical, or like, it's when you've been raised in the church your whole life and everything's been that your whole life, and then dad decides to go, I'm not sure about this. It makes it weird. There's just a weird energy there. And as much as I like try to not make it weird, and I don't personally, like, I don't care that much, but I feel like others are almost feeling awkward, and then I feel pressure.
So you're
from
worried
that.
about other people's perception of it.
Yeah, and just like people going, oh, Hayden's not doing the baptism, or Hayden's not doing anything.
Yeah, but either
And
way,
maybe
you're not
now
gonna be
it's,
doing
and
the
honestly,
baptism, right?
everybody's been pretty cool at this point, I think. I don't know. We don't really talk about it anymore, but it's just one of these events at church that I'm like, it's probably like Catholics that are just like, oh yeah, like, I haven't gone to church forever, but we're going to baptize our kid because that's what we do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that in a way. And I think that I believe in Jesus, and I think that that was a step. If he did it, then we should too. It makes sense.
Yeah.
We're not going to put up a fight about it, and our kids know that.
Yeah. And that's, yep.
We just want to support their choices, and we'll be as honest as we can and love them. That's it. So.
Yep. And that's really it.
Is that
for
okay?
us, the whole thing is the steps to following Jesus, and
Jesus was awesome.
And he was baptized, and so I think that that's still an important part of the journey is to.
I think Jesus is
be like him
extremely
and do all that stuff.
misunderstood. And by the way, I don't think I understand him all the way, but I'm trying. And I think that we all, even, it doesn't matter what denomination you're in, I think everybody has an opinion, and I wonder how much he really feels we understand him at the end of the day.
Probably not, because how much do you feel understood at the end of the day?
Oh man,
Or
that's
how
why
much
I'm like,
do I feel understood?
Totally.
You know what I mean? And we're
Yeah.
right here at the same time, in the same place as each other, right?
even this is, I have a podcast to explain everything. I'm like, someone's going to take this the wrong way. And I don't even mean it that, like, I don't care. I have no, I'm actually in a way better place with the church and everything at this point. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I've like, maybe even like I'm a little more sensitive to it this week too, because I was reading on, I'm not even going to say because it's not for everybody, but like I was reading on this platform, just people's stories about them like telling their parents that they're, hey, have a change of faith right now. And I think a lot of people are going through that.
Yeah.
And they just feel like they're so worried that mom or dad are going to disown them. And it's like, man, that's why we did this to start, so hard. And I'm like, man, it's like, who are they to know what Jesus thinks about your process and how do they know you're not following what God wants for you at the end of the day? Like, not everybody has the same freaking journey. We're all people and we all have things in common, but I think we all have a purpose, and that might require us to do very different things in life.
For sure. Yeah, because we all learn differently, and we've talked about that. We all learn differently, so there's a different path that we have to take to be able to learn the lessons that we need to learn while we're here.
Totally.
We talked about that, yeah.
And by the
I
way,
agree.
if you're frustrated with what I'm saying, I have been in your shoes before.
Yeah.
I actually get it. Like, we were reading David Archuleta's mom. I guess she left the church recently.
Yeah.
And we were reading her story, and she left for different reasons than I have had issues with. But I can relate with her story and how she feels. And at the end of her thing, she said exactly that. Of her post, or Facebook post or something, she was like, if you have hard feelings, I actually totally get it.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry. And that is I can totally relate
And
with
I think that's like a huge thing, is to understand that we don't understand, right?
Yeah.
You don't understand until you've been on the other side.
Yeah.
And so that's why we just need to give everybody grace, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand, because we're not going through it. Like, right? Like, for me, I don't understand how you feel. I kind of understand because we've talked about it, but I
Yeah.
don't fully understand because I'm not the one that went through it or has been in that position, right? And so I can sympathize because you've told me, but we don't know what we don't know. And we talk perspectives like we've talked about before. Yeah. And so we're talking of our perspective. And so there needs to be grace on both sides. Like she said, she's like, I understand that you don't get this and that you would just be frustrated and you would just be sitting here like, shame on you, or you're not trying hard enough, or you're not close enough to the Spirit, whatever. Like, because she said she felt the same way. She had family members that left. She felt the same way. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, we just got to appreciate everybody for what they're doing, because I don't know anybody that is doing things that they don't think that they're doing what's right for them. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like, you don't do things just because you want to screw up your life. Totally. Yeah. Right. So we've got to trust in the people and in their process that they're just trying to do what they feel is the right thing to do. And sometimes the right thing to do is to make bad choices. And I'm not saying that this is a bad choice. I'm just saying in general, sometimes the right thing to do is to make some bad choices so that we know how we feel. Yeah. Right? Like, do I know that this is wrong? I don't know. Should I try it out? Some people have to. And we're not talking about like crack. We're just talking about like, okay, drugs are bad. There's certain things that there's certain things that are wrong, and you just know intuitively that they're wrong. But you might have like a career change, for example. Like, I felt so strong that I was supposed to get into real estate. I don't know. Maybe this is way off topic, but sure. But maybe that leads to me getting me to where I need to go eventually. Yeah, right? There's always a step in the process, and I believe that God has a plan for all of us. And I believe that he knows that all of these things are going to happen. And there are certain ways that we need to learn the lessons to be able to understand the lessons that we're supposed to learn. Yeah. So I don't think that any of it is necessarily bad. What better thing to learn from than failure? That's how. And I think we're all afraid. It's necessary for some people to learn that way. That is how Absolutely I learn in my freaking life. But I think that's how a lot of people learn, and a lot of people are scared to even try. Even the who we were with last night, she mentioned that same thing. Like, she loves design, but she's like worried to start. They're very successful people. I'm like, what do you have to fail at? Like, if you get a job, great. If not, you don't need it. Like, there's nothing to fail. Go do it. Go chase it. The worst thing that can happen, you get to maybe help some people do what you like to do, and And how do you look at it? Like, how do you grade it as a failure if it's just a hobby almost, you know? Right. But I think a lot of people to that point do things because there's, and I've been there, man. And I guess I'm more speaking for myself here, but like doing things because we're worried about what others might think or how others might feel about us. And it's like, you start that from your teenage years, you know? Totally. When you're younger, you don't, I guess probably, preteen even, or maybe even younger, depending on who and your situation and what. But that's just something, that's a learned trait, though. Yeah. Because when you're a child, you give two craps, right? Yeah, right. You just are who you are, unapologetically who you are. But it's when you get beat down or when you get in trouble for doing certain things, that's when you're like, oh, this is right, this is wrong. And then you start worrying about right and wrong and who's and what's and right? Yeah. And what everybody's thinking and feeling and understanding about you. Yeah. But it's kind of a catch-22 when you get older and you start caring less and less what everybody's thinking or feeling about you. Yeah, right? It's that quote we talked about. It's like something that you've learned. And then you're like, yeah, I see that this could be a problem, but I don't care. I don't care. You get so tired of pleasing everybody else, right? I feel like that's kind of where, I don't know if it's just my feed of people in my age that we start doing that again, just stop trying to people please. So maybe that's just my feed right now, is that I just keep getting that, like, stop people pleasing, start standing up for like who you are or what you believe, or also like what you feel is right, mainly, right? And so again, I don't know if that's just what my feed is feeding me, because that's kind of how I'm feeling too. But I almost feel like at this certain age, we're just like, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm done.
Yeah, totally.
I'm done worrying about you. I'm worrying about me and what's going to make me happy and whatever. So
yeah. Yeah, I think you slowly learn how to just grow
stop
and do
worrying
things
about
for
what
yourself
everybody's worrying about for you at the baptism. It's about Taft.
Yeah. Well, I know, and that's what I want it to be about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
but you're
actually
worried
exactly why I don't want to
I
participate, but I will do it because he asked me to.
Yeah, multiple times. And
yeah.
he was very adamant about it. Speaking of, we learned something. I didn't know. Like, I knew that girls could be witnesses and stuff at this point,
I didn't know this.
For the baptism.
Yeah.
But he asked originally if you would be a witness for the baptism, and I asked the lady, the primary president, I was like, oh, do they have to be active? Because she said the only stipulation is that you have to have been baptized.
What's funny is I'm as active as a lot of people that say they're active.
I know, but the thing is you
in some ways
it's different because you mentally have a different break than they do, right? They're like, it's different, right? Because you don't, it's not that you just don't want to go. Yeah. It's that you don't believe certain things. And that's what I mean. That's why I asked, right? Yeah. Because you go probably as much as we go. I mean, at least a sacrament, right? Yeah. And so in that case, in that sense, you're active, quote unquote. But like spiritually or like inside, you're not. I'm
just honest
active.
About how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it's wrong. But I don't think it's wrong.
Whatever, yeah.
But I asked her. I said, "Do they have to be active?" And she said, "No, they just have to have had been baptized." And mainly, it's probably just because they got to be like, yeah, they went all the way under.
So if you're listening to this, if you're listening to this, when people get baptized in the Mormon Church or LDS Church, they want to make sure your body goes all the way under the water, or they have to redo it. Okay.
Yeah, it is what hair it is. And everything.
So they have two people standing there next to the baptismal font, is what they call it, and you used to have to hold the priesthood, and I can't remember which one. So it was just men that could over, or kids, or I guess like teenagers or something. Boys could be the ones to witness it. Apparently that's changed.
Yeah, so it changed, and so she was asking who Taft wanted to be the witnesses. He originally asked for you. I asked her, do they have to be
so who's
active?
Doing it?
And she said, no, you just have to be baptized.
Okay, so who's doing it?
So Maddie and Jack are going to.
Are there kids that have been baptized? That'll be cool. Yeah. Like freaking crazy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So you just have to have been 8.
Why did they change that? Social pressure? Like, it's interesting.
Okay. We don't even.
No, I'm just saying, like, what was the cause of that? I wonder, like, and to me, like, I don't know. Who cares? Like, yeah, it's what, like, I actually agree with the changes. I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what caused it? It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know either. But that was. I know it was a minute ago though. It's been a couple of years at least. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I thought it was kind of interesting, kind of cool.
Have you been in baptisms inclusive. Where other people did that? You have?
Yeah. Huh. Where it was like. I
guess it's been 4 years.
Well, at least it was a girl that did it that really? I watched. Yeah. Huh. So kind of cool.
I had no idea.
But anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to be up early. I'm doing some stuff early Saturday morning in Orem, coming back home. Taft's baptism. Then we have family over. And then you reminded me that there's a Real Salt Lake game that I committed to that I'm decommitting to. I'm so sorry, Andy. Don't be mad. We have stuff every night, man. And I'm going to be up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I'm not going to last at a Real Salt Lake game at 7:30 at night with 4 kids. I'm just not going to last. So sometimes it's better that I bow out of things than go. But I'll stay here with Gwen, and you guys can take people with you. Have people that'll be happy to be there.
Niños, be happy.
Do you want to know how our fight really started last night?
Do we need to?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
go.
We do. I don't know. Jess is already mad at me. We can do this another
day. I'm not mad. You're the one that's
bull crap. You're a liar.
I'm good. You're the
I need advice on how to deal with multiple women in your house on their period at different times of the month. I can't do this anymore. Help me. Help me. The sky is falling twice a month. And then after, it's fine. Everything's totally fine. But during it, and if I try to point it out, It's worse. It gets worse. I don't know if we brought this up on here, but there's that YouTube video of the guy and the lady sitting on the couch talking, and the lady has a nail in her head.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
It's like a funny YouTube video.
I'm going to fix the problem.
Yeah.
We don't want it fixed.
Women don't want it fixed. They just want to.
Either do you, though. You don't want me to fix your problems.
But I don't get mad at you for trying to help me. I'm just like, I don't.
That's BS.
You're a freaking liar. And she's like, I have the biggest headache. And he's like, well, she's like, can you just listen to me? He's like, and she just like, I have this splitting headache. And he's like, you have a nail in your head. And she's like, will you just listen to me? Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to talk to you right now. And she's got this nail sticking out of her head and she doesn't want to hear it. She just wants to vent. And so I'm still learning that, but I'm like,
which is so funny
as
to
I'm
me
hearing
because you literally
as I'm hearing
grew
this,
up with girls. So I'm like, why is this so?
As
But
I'm hearing the sky falling, I'm like, at periods, there's that time of the month, and no,
What's
it's
your
really
excuse,
bad.
Then? You don't have a period.
Do you guys have cycles once a month? I heard.
Actually, you do. I think that
hormonal.
I think yours is the same time as Maddie's, so maybe that's why it's so.
Shut up. Sorry. Oh, take that out. I don't say that. Just teasing. No, listen. I know I'm a pain in the ass too, for sure. I know it. I know.
Oh my gosh. So, if you have any tips or tricks on how to handle period,
I just need you girls to sync up. And,
let us know.
Well, hang on for a week.
This is the best.
It's like I'm crashing into a wall, and then it stops. We're like, oh, okay. And then it starts again. I'm like, here we go.
I'm dead. I'm so sorry.
Freaking gauntlet of crazy here. So I complained about that on the way to dinner, and then we fought about our schedule on the way home. And you're like, oh yeah, we have that Real Salt Lake game. I'm like, oh, okay. So
no, I didn't say
and
that.
And you never sent me.
Brought it up.
By the way, this is petty, but we have this agreement that if there's anything that goes on, like if there's something scheduled, send me a calendar invite because I follow my calendar. No, I looked it up. It was on our family one, but it's not on mine. On the one I follow.
So sorry.
So then it was like, oh, we have that. That's this weekend, and then we have a baptism, and then literally maybe except for tomorrow night, you had your mom's birthday thing on Monday, Jack's baseball game Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then we had dinner last night, and then we want to go again till like midnight again on Saturday. And I'm just like, I'm done, dude. I'm freaking tapping out. I know I'm not going to be worth a damn on Saturday night. So, and then I got to deal with you guys all freaking. I'm so tired on Sunday morning. And I'm yelling at kids to go to bed lately because I'm like 9:00 hits and I'm ready for bed because I'm up earlier than everybody. And it's like this. I'm kind of ornery because I just need sleep. I'm like, you guys don't get up early, but I do, and then it's just this like awful cycle. Yeah, he's been coming with me still. It's been good.
And he's been going to bed.
Better too. Jack's been great. Jack's not the issue.
It's me. It's me. Hi.
You could help.
The problem is me.
You could help get kids to bed, or just keep them out of our room till whatever time you guys want to hang out till. Do it. Just stay out of our bedroom. I'm moving down here to the podcast room.
On these sweet, sweet tables. It'll be so comfortable.
I'll bring a freaking. Actually, Jack's bed's in that other room still. The one. What else?
You're a dork.
Well, should we start another one?
Yep. Thanks for listening to our rant. Hayden needed to get some stuff off his chest, but I think we had a good conversation about spiritual stuff and journeys. So thanks for coming along.
Life's good. It's just crazy right now, and it ebbs and flows. Plus, we made some more plans. Luckily, I made plans yesterday for next week for some stuff we have going on. I'll share later, I'm actually really excited about that.
It'll be fun.
But
anyway, thanks for coming.
It was just the state of overwhelm. We're there.
Yep. Thanks for playing.
Love you guys.
Love you, babe.
Love you most.